Welcome back, lords and ladies. Oh, sorry. I probably started recording before. Okay, welcome back, lords and ladies. King right here, and I'm your host for this evening. So today we are going to finish up our nice little Long Live the Queen strategy game. So we last left off where something happened. I can't remember. Alright, so classes. Oh yeah, I'm doing dogs and horses. Yay, I get to play with my pets. Perfect. Okay, things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's... Oh yeah, last episode it was the discussion of whether a war is going to happen or not. Everyone's on edge, so we need something cheerful. You could hold a tournament. What a good idea. Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. What will you offer prizes to the winner? Let's do employment. Might as well. Winners will have the option of taking up royal appointments. It's a recruitment drive. Very well. I will draft the announcements. You leave him to his work. As you move through the hall, your eyes fall upon a vase of flowers. Pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on the blossom are shriveled. Divination. A leaf killed by secret weakness. A hidden threat. You continue up to the stairs of the room. Your maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived from Kigel. From the Duke? No, my lady. A merchant house. I believe it was sent with a shipment down to the Cavell River. Oh, shoot. I hope I did those two. Okay, tear up to find chocolates. Yay. Okay, I did. Good. Production and trade. Chocolates producers in Kigel usually ships goods down to Napo River through Ursel, not straight to the capital. This merchant house probably specializes in something else and only traded for the chocolates. Yeah, right. Traded for chocolates. There's a little card in a box with our compliments to House of Crelate. Let's save it for later. I'm not hungry. I don't feel like candy right now. Maybe later. Alright. Let's go check my accounting. Might as well. Whew. Classes, dogs, horses. Might as well keep on doing that, shall we? Alright. This week of General Tournament, nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. The people will be pleased if you're participants in their game. However, if you it will expose you to danger. What event do you wish to take part in? I do not wish to take part because I know what happens. Well, I guess I'll watch from my tower. The tournament goes on without you. After the tournament, a minor tragedy is revealed. One of the stewards apparently had an incredible sweet tooth and dared to steal a piece of your recently received chocolates. He had a sweet tooth. The chocolates were poisoned. Well, it's a good thing I chose not to eat. I'm kind of on a diet. It's called Not a Die and It. Okay, when you ask questions, it turns out the merchant house was supposedly sent you this present never existed. Someone has tried to kill you, but you don't know who. I'm afraid, so let's go to get my unafraidness. Let's continue with dogs and horses, and there we go. That's doing very well. But lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. Fine, I'm coming. You find your father standing over a map of the coastline. His face is grave. Ships have been sighted on approach from Sengia. Not trade ships. This is a war fleet. Mind you, the map is kind of a roundish thing. There's your castles right here, and then there's like little islands right there with coastal line and all that. And Senja is this big piece of land above your territory. Okay, so this is a war fleet. What? Within a week, they will be within Novan waters. Within 2, they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. You can try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. Let me think here. So, recruit soldiers, or we don't recruit soldiers. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Okay, no, it's too late for that. What about Talassi? Can we call on any troops from Sidna? Send a message, but even if he agrees, it will take time for our soldiers to mobilize. You will need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral to lead the fleet in person, but the danger you will be in is very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it. I'm going to stay in the capital because I have no directing skills, honestly. No, there's too much to do here. I can't go out and see. Such a little liar. Okay. Whew. Alright. Let's go to Falcons. Let's play with the birdies. How to handle them, how fragile they are. Ooh, I unlocked a thing. Danger on the high seas! Ships close in on each other, angled into range. The Sinjians have half again as many troops as you do. It doesn't look promising. The eventual outcome is not in your favor. The Novian ships are sunk or scattered as the Sinjian forces press towards landfall. Many good soldiers are lost today, and Nova's troubles may not have ended. Since you have failed to repel the invasion, the Sanjia fleet will soon land on their troops and will begin to progress towards your capital city. Your remaining soldiers will hold them off as long as possible, of course, but the main strength of your military has been exhausted. Nova's future looks bleak. Whew-wee. This is starting to get difficult. Oh, let's take a look at our new uniform. Hunt. I'm not sure what to think of that. It doesn't, I don't like it, honestly. Outfit. Let's, since war started, let's turn into Magical Girl! Woohoo! Alright, classes. Continue with Falcons. Might as well. Okay, speak with Falcons. Carefully feed it. Cool. The invasion of Nova is proceeding. Your coastline is under Senjia control. Soldiers have marched through villages, trampling fields and frightening citizens. A diplomatic delegate from Senja has requested access to the castle to discuss terms, most likely for your surrender. You lack the strength to hold off their armies, and surrendering now will save many lives. It would seem you have no choice. Almost no choice. Your fiancé, Duke Talaris of Sidna, has sent you a message. He does not personally command enough soldiers to turn the tide against this invasion, but his king of Talis is eager to discuss a formal alliance. If you flee the capital now, you should be able to evade the army and reach Talassian border. Let's meet with the diplomat. You prepare yourself as best as you can to meet with the representative from Shinja. You're expected diplomats and a military representative, a general or an admiral. You did not expect a handsome man decked out in jewels who now stand before you. A man announced by your servants as Tagomi, king of Sanja. Boy, he has balls. Is he really their king? Why would the king come here all the way? And he's a lumen too. My dear young lady, how difficult this must be for you. So much responsibility at such a tender age. Don't pretend to be my friend while you're killing my people. Temper, princess. After all, I'm here to save your people. War benefits no one, don't you think? Such a terrible waste. Better to settle things in a civilized manner. You misspelled civilized. A contest, a game, so to speak, with Nova as the stakes. Should I win, then your domain will submit and accept me as overlord with no further resistance. Should I lose, then my army will leave your domain in peace and shed no blood. What sort of game? It is well known that Nova is ruled by lumens. As it happens, I too possess the power of a lumen. I propose a formal duel, my powers against yours. The winner takes control of Nova, the loser dies. Your game by your rules for my life. That doesn't sound fair to me. The rules of formal dueling have been passed down for centuries and must be upheld. It is important that we do this by the ancient codes. Why should I? If you refuse, then the war will continue. I'll sweeten the deal. If you meet me in a formal lumen challenge, I'll call off the invasion even if I win. Really? I swear it by the gods, Nova will be free and safe. Why take the risk of winning the war? It's not the land that I want, it's your crystal. To gain your power, I'm willing to wager my own. Shall we begin? I can sense his power. It's so strong. I've learned everything I possibly could. He's at least as good as I am. I don't like this, but what choice do I have? Let's accept his terms. Then I must accept. Togami explains the rules of formal dueling to you, including a carefully inscribed circle of words which will contain the effects of any power you wield, protecting bystanders from danger. And then it is time to begin. You trade attacks, one spell sensed and countered by another, reserving your strength as much as possible. It may almost be exciting if your life weren't on the line. You need to end this quickly before his experience allows him to come up with a trick you can't defeat. He's used to dealing with magical attacks, but he may not be expecting a physical one. Perhaps if you rushed him, you could take him off guard, up close. He couldn't use his fancy spells. But what would you do then? You still have to use magic to win. You can't grab him and bang his head against the floor. Perhaps you could focus your power in the shape of a sword and attack him with that. Or maybe if you could distract him somehow, you could cast a spell that he couldn't block. I don't think dazzling him will work. But motes of shimmer moonlight coalesce into the weapon in your hand. You first lunge as he dodges, rolling to the ground, but you recover quickly and strike again. In the confined space of a warded circle, there is nowhere for him to run. The final strike of your moonblade parts his head from his shoulders. You have won. Yippee! Ha ha! Alrighty then. So pretty much... Oh, sorry. Let's go to... yeah, let's look pretty. Let's look exulting. And we pretty much don't need any more classes because we pretty much won this. Nothing to learn about falcons. Once you defeated the king of Shenjia in a duel, the invasion was meant to be over. In practice, it is not quite easy to expel a foreign army from your lanes, particularly when their leadership is falling apart. The remaining Shenjia generals seemed surprisingly eager to go home and left without a fuss, but a large number of soldiers have broken rank and run amok, looting and pillaging their way through Nova just for fun. A number of royal holdings have been damaged and values both stolen. Not only do you lose them, but you will have to pay for repairs. Luckily, Duke of Sidna has finally sent some reinforcements to your aid. The patrols are small in number, but much fresher than your own troops, and the mere sight of them is enough to strike fear into the hearts of the renegades. When Togami died, he left behind a crystal, a mauve lumen crystal with glimmers of pink where it catches the light. Such a pretty bauble for such an ugly event. Since Nova won the duel, the crystal is now your rightful prize, but you have no idea what to do with it. For now, you lock it away in the royal treasury. Let's go to royal treasury. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to pick it up and give it to someone. Oh, well. Dot, 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 dot. Might as well. Ooh, I didn't know I'd get... Can be lost or stolen. True. Time has slipped by. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration. You are in your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to stable Nova? It is traditional for the palace to provide entertainment and refreshments for common people when the new monarch is crowned. It is a rare opportunity for the poor of the land to dine like nobles. The size and scope of any feast depends on what expenses the royal treasury is willing to bear. Well, this is why I've been saving up. Let's have an extravagant feast. Roasted meats, cakes, chocolates, wine, enough for everyone. And I can give out commemorative cups and coins. Woohoo! All right, so let's get the treasury. Oh, wow. Pretty much. Okay. So, might as well continue that. Don't even need to bother. Okay, that's fine. Whew! The castle is buzzing with preparations for your upcoming coronation. Ministers press you for details of your favorite colors and flowers and so on. You really can't see the point in wasting time worrying about decorations when there's so much else to worry about. Others are more interested in the subject of your marriage. It can't take place until you're of age, and of course, and considering all of preparations and the need to recover from the coronation, not for much longer than that. Still, it does not stop people from buzzing around at full ideas and suggestions. Let's visit Mommy's tomb. Might as well pay respect to her since I won and I'm about to become queen. Alright. Okay. At this time last year, you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in school garden, surrounded by your friends, and a teacher brought you tea and cakes, while a wealthy merchant's son wove a crown of flowers for your head. It didn't matter so much that you were a princess then. Your title was something for the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls or the like. Someday, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you and some for you to share. And a week later, they came for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside in a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see of her. That's kind of sad. If you wonder wherever she is, she can see you now. You are 15 years old. A legal adult. You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. You kneel before the priestess, barely hearing the word that she recites a blessing. She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you and through you to all of Nova. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect the people to the best of your ability according to law and custom? I will. Will you, to the best of your power, to uphold the ideals of love, honor, justice, and mercy? I will. Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who has sworn you her loyalty. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen! Thank you. I will. The following year, Elodie and Tolerist were married in a ceremony that threatened to rival her coronation for pomp and splendor. Tolerist brought with him a gift of fine white horses and encouraged his young wife to amuse herself while he enjoyed his new place in Novan politics. He was clearly in no hurry to provide an heir to the throne. Once his daughter was secured on her throne, Jocelyn returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Colorus. He soon became engaged to the Countess of Surin. The subject of magic and lumens remained a slightly uncomfortable one for citizens of Nova. Perfectly fine for a queen who had inherited by divine right, but not something that other people should be aspiring towards, looking at all the terrible things that had happened when power fell in the wrong hands. As an openly acknowledged lumen, Julian, Duchess of Ursul, was met with public suspicion whenever she journeyed outside of her duchy. At times, that suspicion was accompanied with thrown vegetables. It did not matter that Elodie supported her fully as a member of her noble court. That only led to commoners to whisper that Juliana was a bad influence on their queen. After the failed invasion, relations with Sinja remained tense. First came the recriminations and demands from the Queen of Sinja, devastated by the death of her husband, which Elodie ignored. Next came the subtler approaches, the quiet gratitude and offers of alliances from ministers who were thrilled to see Togami gone. Elodie ignored those also, which was just as well, since the next thing to arrive was the preserved head of one of those traitorous ministers sent by the Queen of Shunjia as a warning. There was no sign of war in the immediate future, but there was not likely to be an alliance either. As a lumen, it was Elodie's responsibility to defend Nova from monstrous threats. She decided that the monsters within the realm were every bit as dangerous as those outside, and thus set herself to task the conquering of the old forest. Each monster would have to be identified and carefully studied in order to defeat it without upsetting the balance. It would take many years, blah, 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 and then she lived long, legacy, blah, blah, blah. There you go. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a big fat like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you haven't seen the other parts of Long Live the Queen, please go check them out. Also, I will catch you, lords and ladies, later. Bye-bye now and enjoy. I know I enjoyed this.